What's up, everybody? Little Big Robot Spec with a super quick video. I need to go to work. I work out of my house, but I got this in the mail. I've been waiting on it for a couple weeks, maybe, and I bought it from eBay, as is the normal thing. And this is a toy on one of my white whale lists. I actually have a blog post, I believe, I keep updated with my white whales. Maybe I will link it in the description here. This is a big box. Let me see if I can get it open without it being a big problem. I've got some stuff here, and you might recognize this as soon as I get it open. I'm so excited. I haven't seen these. Oh, good packing job. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I like when people do a good packing job on something that is as old as I am, practically. So you might recognize this right away. This is a Legions of Power set. Not only Legions of Power, but this appears to be the set, or if I remember correctly, this is the set that I had, the exact one as a kid. I didn't buy any of the smaller components or like extra add-on sets. This is the one I had. Right now, all I have left of this set, my original parts, are one of these guns, and 2 or 3 figures. Some of them aren't even, one of them's not even complete. And it was made by Tonka, which was kind of interesting. You had all sorts of people getting into the toy, I love this, motorized, getting into the toy game in the 80s. It was just a huge thing. So you had Tonka, who did toys, but I don't think they did a lot. Oh, it's got a I wonder if it has a comic book in there. I'd have to check the eBay listing. But you'd have toy companies that would get into kind of more the toys that were kind of hot at the time, sci-fi, robot-y stuff. But I love this. The flap lifts up. I mean, you can't see it. It's a little bit too... Let's see if I can get this in the shot here. So the flap lifts up, and look, you've got a comic there. And it's essentially, you can see now where I'm getting some of my modular influences. Why I love modular toys so much is this is literally a modular toy system that snaps together. I don't remember what the motorized... It was, I think it was just like robotics. I think it mostly just turned the wheels here. It looks, this is really, really good shape. I'm so happy because when you buy a used toy, you can go several routes. You can get a small part of a much larger, let's say you just buy a bag of parts or something, or the figure that came with it maybe. You know, you get a little small part of it. Or you can buy a pristine, oh my God, it's still sealed? Oh, this is crazy. I remember reading it. Man, I think it might be a cover. Yeah, I think it's a cover that popped up. That is really cool. It's got the paperwork still sealed. Look at that. Or you can buy, you know, like a pristine one in like a mint box that costs, you know, $400. I see that all the time for some of my toys on my Holy Grail list. You know, yeah, it's already open. Let's go ahead and open. Look at that. It still has the stickers. So you've got the little comic. I'm blown away. This is pretty darn cool. Super happy. Look at that. Everything came with comics back then. Look at the art. Isn't that fantastic? It'll have little storylines. It even sounds. I don't know if you can. You probably can't hear that. Probably hear my ceiling fan more than anything. But it's got. Look at that fantastic comic. This is from, I believe, yeah, 86. So I was 11, 12 when I got this. Stickers. They're a little bit stuck to the plastic, so I'm going to be careful here. And as I was saying, though, then there is a third option, or another option, which is to do what I do a lot of time and buy a set that's in decent condition. Maybe it has all its parts, maybe it's missing a few, whatever. But then you get it much cheaper because the package is... I don't... And my preference is always to get something that is slightly used appearing, or slightly, you know, like you can tell it's... Somebody bought it and didn't let it just sit around in pristine condition. Maybe it got tossed around a bit or whatever. In this case, if this comes right off, which, yeah, it should. I don't remember it having this. Cool. Look at this carrying case. Oh, wow, it is like a carrying case. Still got a foam with it. This is fantastic. I read the description, but I guess I missed some stuff. So this is one of the guns I still have. No, actually, it's this one. Excuse me. So I literally have left this one. So what I'm going to have to do is find my original gun and my original leftover. I have 4, but one of them's missing body parts, I think. And I mark those. And when I mark those, then I put them down in, let me give you an example here. I put them, excuse me, I got allergies. I put them in my book here. So let's say, here's Galador, for example. I mark down simply what I have. I put B for original toys and LB for, you know, like later bought kind of. I don't know why I came up with that coding system. So I'll take this here and I'll put some random, I'll have to put, first of all, I'm going to have to get another book because this is getting filled, which is a good sign for my collection. But I'll mark this LB and I'll mark the original guns that I have as B. So I know that just those two little parts were my original ones that I had forever. I remember this so well. This sliding thing, if you look, it has the ability to move. This is in fantastic shape, by the way, for being that old. It has the ability to move and adjust size while still keeping in contact with the components. And you put the batteries in, that's off on. Put the batteries, yeah, in there. So I think those are D batteries. That kind of, it dates it in itself. D batteries are not as common. Are those C's? I'll check. It'll say in the thing. I have some of either. And then what it does is it's going to drive the motor. Again, now I remember every one of these parts. This is nuts. It drives this little motor. It's just a basic little motor. And a lot of times when you get a used set like this, maybe that's been a bit more, this is way better condition than I expected. I mean, I know the picture showed it, but this is, you know, this feels practically brand new. Is the motors will be rusted out or torn up, and you can see you have the ability to remove, you know, to remove the bits and the screws and take it apart and clean it up. So a lot of people do that. But oh yeah, see, this is made in '85. It says right there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, 1985. But it literally just, all it does is it attaches there. It gets its juice from here. So you plug it together like that, and you can build whatever you want. But it allows you, as you can see, you can turn it at a right angle and do it. You know, you can even do that, looks like. So you can put, so it's got a few different, you know, plugs there so that you can adjust this where it's going. So it gives you, it automatically gives you a choice. I remember, this is so strange. I remember all of this, all these parts, you know. Look at that, that's still sealed. Wow, that is like it just came out of the factory. I'll definitely be giving this seller good. I think I paid 60 bucks. 60 bucks. They have even better sealed ones for more money, but this, as you can see, if you're willing to have your package look a little used, which I'm absolutely willing to do, you can get, this is a cool, look at this little compartment. You could see, oh, I remember this, I remember every bit of this. It's so funny. Look there, cool little controls. Tonka made good toys stuff. Tonka still makes good toys. They're kind of like the brooder of America. I don't know, how do you close it? It snaps right in place, doesn't it? Let's see how it comes off. I think it folds back. But anyway, so it's just built with these little attachment parts. And as I was saying before, you can now tell where I get my modular toy love from. I grew up on modular toys. I had this, I had robotics, which I've also bought a robotics system. Let me get one of these guys out here. These are like in perfect shape. This is like the commander, and then you had three, like, I guess, squats. I guess these are, I don't remember the story much, but I guess these are like the evil guys here. This is the leader and stuff. And I actually have some of these that in 86, 87, 89, whatever, when I was playing Warhammer, I painted some of these to use as Warhammer because they're about the same scale. And this rubbery kind of stuff, this hard plastic paint's fine, the rubbery parts do not. And you know, you could take the legs off and do whatever you wanted to with them. So I've got some partially painted ones that were done pretty horribly, like any Warhammer you'd expect from that age. But basically you're making you're making all this kind of stuff. So you have the ability to make like a base thing. The blue one, these guys, I guess these are the good guys, Star Legions. I never had any of those. Don't know what those are. I mean, as far as like the lore, I guess those are good guys. That's the system I guess I have here. But see, you can make quite a bit just with one system. It's really, really cool. And then I think you just end up buying add-on packs. So yeah, here it's telling you here you're getting all these like add-on packs and stuff like that. It's funny, you get a toy like this and it's advertising. No, I guess this is the system I just got right here, this big one. Is that right? Yeah, because I've got these two. Look at these fantastic parts. Oh yeah, look at that. That is amazing. And you could just make a Look at, I remember this so well. You know what I think? I remember playing with this in our pond. We had a pond we would swim in and stuff. And I have a lot of parts that I ended up losing because of putting them in a pond. Or there's a one of the toys I eventually want to get will be the G.I. Joe hovercraft. Speaking of ponds, we actually had it was more like a giant puddle over at my buddy's house, David. And I set it in the puddle and it floated, of course. And we took a 22 because I grew up in the country where everybody had, even kids had like access to small firearms. And we shot that poor that poor thing until it fell apart and sunk. And now I've got to rebuy that sucker at some point. It's another one where I could probably get it for $300 in pristine condition, but I'll probably pay $60 and get a used one. But so that's Legions of Power. Watch on my socials and stuff. I'll probably be building some stuff and putting it up and showing you what it looks like. And you know, I get to open these packages for the first time. I mean, I remember that part so well. You see all these little connectors? So you take one of these, you put it on the back, and you can just build whatever you want. And you can imagine having 3 or 4 of these sets. What I'm curious about now is how much, maybe there's a price on the box somewhere, how much this was in 1986. You know, $10, $8, $15, I don't know. But anyway, that was another toy I got. I really, really, really like it. And just keep on watching. Subscribe if you like little versions of big robots, stuff like this. Not just 80s toys, modern toys, of course. You can go to my playlist. I collect all sorts of cool stuff. And please subscribe because I'm trying to get to like 4,000 at the end of the year or something like that. Have a good one. Legions of Power!